What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. Today's video, Ultra League Shoutcast time, but I wanted to cover this Pokemon specifically. I just don't have one built, so I'm very happy that a fellow trainer sent in battles of this Pokemon, Bombirdier. And I want to talk about it for a second because I think that this particular buff got overlooked in general and is one of the most important ones because it basically takes Galarian Moltres and makes this Pokemon accessible in a form that anyone can really get. I think Bombirdier is raid exclusive at the moment, but that being said, you can still get one easier than it is to get a Galarian Moltres. And in the lead, we're going to be using a Shadow Galarian Weezing. I have been using this myself. It's a very, very strong pick. And if you want to try the team yourself, you don't need a Shadow Galarian Weezing, but it is definitely a very strong pair with this Bombirdier. And in the back, we're going to be using Shadow Drapion as the safe switch, Mr. McLean, having a ABA Poison, but ABB Dark type team. Let's get into these battles and see how Mr. McLean steers this Bombirdier into the... Oh my god, these leads, bro. We didn't even get started, and this is already making up for, like, every lead. Oh my goodness. Oh, this poor trainer, dude. It leads Pangoro into a Weezing. I'm already in shambles, and then we just have the counter switch. Now, one thing that we could do differently here in this game, though, is throw a Sludge from the Weezing into the Feraligatr before swapping out. And the reason why that is actually a play that you could and probably should do is because you're able to deny them one extra Shadow Claw, as since when the opponent or anybody really, when you switch out in the middle of a game, it takes one turn. So that means there's a one turn offset, and Weezing can always win that matchup and have a ton of HP left over because all it's taking is the Shadow Claws. It outpaces to the Sludge. Now, Pangoro's going to come back in after the opponent's not able to fight for switch here, and honestly, this is probably looking pretty good. The opponent can throw whatever they want here. There's absolutely nothing that threatens Shadow Galarian Weezing in any capacity. Close combat's double resisted, and opponent's going to come in with a Skeleturge, and Bombirdier is looking to destroy this poor thing in the back. Sucker Punch is its move here, and you're going to see it has Rock Tomb and Fly, two extremely strong moves that are very good DPE now, and by DPE, I mean damage per energy. So basically, Bombirdier is about to just completely roast, as they're going to get to two Flies pretty easily. Opponent knows it's over, and they concede. Good game. Oh, right into the next game. Okay, there's a Steelix on this. Okay, this is an awkward lead. Going straight into Drapion, though. Looking to maybe fire off an Aqua Tail before the opponent can apply a Psychic Fangs. This is also really good because this is going to cause the switch timer to be a bit misaligned. So I like this play here. I don't know that it's... The thing is when you have to include Bombirdier in the back and how weak it is to the... Oh my goodness, it's a Lapras. Okay. So when Bombirdier is flying type, right... Always is. It always is. But because of the fact that it's weak to electric, it's not an easy swap out versus Steelix, which has a pretty good matchup into Weezing when it's not running Overheat. Opponent does have the Sparkling Aria loaded, and Lapras is doing it's doing single resisted damage here. Now, McLean opens up himself by going for this overfarm to another Aria, but opponent looking to fire it off, gets both shields, but now Mr. McLean is at 100 energy on his Drapion and is going to be able to unleash them pretty quickly here. Opponent is going to just take the two shield advantage, but switch has been gotten, and the opponent comes in with a Grumpig. They do not want to bring in the Steelix because they want to keep it aligned to the Weezing, but I think that might be the opponent's biggest mistake here, as now McLean's going to easily be able to fish both shields back off of this opponent, and now it's really just going to see, can Weezing and Bombirdier tag team the opponent? Can we get there? No, we can't get there. The opponent completely farming down. I think Bombirdier has to be the thing that comes in here. No, Weezing's going to come in. Okay. Let's let him cook. Let's let him cook. We're going to see the Weezing look to take a Shadow Ball. I think that, well, it's hard to say, right? Because the fact that Bombardier's energy, it doesn't have payback in its moveset in this particular team, right? So that's going to be very problematic for Mr. McLean trying to win this game with Bombirdier. I do think that coming in with Bombirdier against the Grumpig and saving the Weezing was the play. Now, let's see how he looks to change things here, as all of this energy is completely resisted. However, the energy from the Steelix is probably not going to go very far either, considering that it's just going to end up having Psychic Fangs and one other move, which is likely Breaking Swipe, which it is. We have Breaking Swipe. Now, can Bombirdier get the farm down? Yes, it can. Oh my god, the double resisted moves. Grumpig getting farmed down by Bombirdier. Never mind, I should keep my mouth shut and just let the players play. Good game. What a lead. Haxorus, and they're staying in. The opponent looks to be using Haxorus. I miss Haxorus. I remember when Haxorus was good. They completely did Haxorus so dirty when they nerfed Breaking Swipe because Steelix ruined everything, man. Steelix really did. And you know what? I'm going to have a hot take, too. I think that Breaking Swipe Steelix was a healthy meta. I'm going to say it. I think it was a healthy meta. Because Steelix, while it was annoying, it was one of those things that you were able to play through bad matchups just because of the fact that Steelix had such a good moveset. And in my opinion, having those kinds of Pokemon is much more beneficial to a meta than not having them. Now, in this case, I feel like both Dark types in the back are better suited to take on the Golisopod. I would have personally liked to see Mr. McLean swap into the Drapion and preserve that Weezing, because the opponent staying in with their Haxorus here basically meant that they were going to be weak to that Weezing in the back most likely. And so now the opponent shields, however, and this is not a bad thing. If the opponent had just thrown, which they are perfectly timing their moves to be able to keep hitting Mr. McLean on CMP, which is unfortunate. Aqua Jet nearly going to get the knockout here, but you got to hope the opponent maybe is weak in the back to the Bombirdier. They're not really happy to bring the Drapion in here. What do they have in the back? It's, oh no, it's Ampharos. There was nothing on this team at all that was weak to the, oh, the Weezing, no. Okay, well, the opponent probably should have swapped something in instead of leaving their Haxorus, and they got me bamboozled. But hopefully the attack drop and these shields is going to allow Mr. McLean to get to a final charge attack against this Ampharos. I think he's going to get there. He's going to get there, just barely reaching the... oh, yes! We're just barely reaching that Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb is going to send this Ampharos packing, and that's going to be a good game. Well played. Next game, amazingly, bro, can I get leads like this in the Go Battle League? Can I please? Oh, and then they bring in Steelix, and then we got to bring in Drapion. This is a huge feels bad swap in. And again, I think I would have probably gone for a... Probably would have gone for a Brutal Swing first and then come with the Aqua Tail. But that's the thing with these poison teams, is that, like, they're very weak to Steelix, so that makes them kind of hard to run and overcome with Steelix. But I trust Mr. McLean to do his best here. We're going to see if the opponent is going to get a shield here for this charge attack. I think Mr. McLean is looking to let it go. It's just Breaking Swipe, and then they're going to come back in with the Virizion, but that locks them in on this Weezing, and Weezing is going to absolutely just be able to overfarm all it wants. It resists absolutely everything in this Virizion's moveset, and you could just continue to farm down and have so much energy loaded for this for the Steelix when it comes back in. Now, I would have probably gone for 4 more Fairy Winds there just to guarantee we have the max amount of energy and then throw the Sludge, but the opponent giving up a shield here, so now we're apt to go for more. All right, this is fine then. If the opponent's shielding, then that's completely fine. They're going to go ahead and double shield to be able to get it. And no, they catch the Sludge on the Steelix, bro. No. Oh, dude. That hurts. That hurts. But they have the Aqua Tail loaded and used up both their shields on Virizion. So now McLean is going straight through the Steelix. Opponent's going to come probably back in with the Virizion here, unless they have something that can take down a Bombardier in the 2-0 shield situation. I have a feeling this game is very over. Weezing can come back in and absolutely just force these Virizion back out into the final Pokemon, or farm it down if it wants to with both shields. Might even only need one. McLean says, nah, I'm gonna let it go, and I'm gonna tell Bombardier to come in here with 2 shields and destroy this person's soul. But I would definitely shield this one. You do need the farm down. Unfortunately, Sucker Punch is resisted by the fighting typing on Virizion, but the opponent's coming in with a Jellicent, and it is absolutely over. Rock Tomb is coming out from Bombardier, one of its new moves, and that is why I like it so much in this Ultra League meta, because it's able to replace Galarian Moltres for those of us who don't have one. And I have one, but I don't have one for Great League, so it's nice to have a Bombardier. I wonder if Bombardier can be obtained for Ultra League. I'd have to see. But this is an easy shield farm down. Doesn't even shield. The man is just absolutely toying with his opponents right now. Gonna go for that fly. Double super effective and not charging it. What a savage. What a savage. What a gun. Oh man, good game. Oh boy, next game, Weezing into Skeleturge. Okay, this is not a terrible lead, but again, I think we have 2 better answers in the back here, so at least for this first one, 5, 6, 7, great timing on the Brutal Swing. Now the opponent has a decision to make. Do they stay in and take another Brutal Swing, or do they fire off their move right away, which they do fire off the move immediately. And this is going to be hard-hitting damage. Torch Song is going to do a lot, but opponent is going to have to put up a shield in order to win this matchup, as two brutal swings from the shadow. Wheezing is going to be enough to take out this thing. And, oh, we're not able to get to the next brutal swing. That's unfortunate, but now Drapion can come in here. And, yeah, this is a really awkward situation to be in, because they can just keep firing off Torch Songs and increase their damage and not shielding a Torch Song. Opponent's going to come in with the Feraligatr, but they're behind on energy. And a Shadow Gator, well, it's not a non-Shadow Gator, so non-Shadow Gator, not going to hit as hard, but can tank these moves easier, can guarantee to tank one crunch, but if it wants to survive, we'll have to shield. Now we're going to see if McLean knows his counts. He's going to be able to farm up a little bit extra energy before throwing the next. Little bit extra energy, not a lot, but enough. That's okay. Going for one Poison Sting, then throwing that crunch. Opponent is going to let it go, and Skeletor's is going to come back in without its attack buff, which is really nice here for the Drapion. Going for 4 Poison Stings, which if you need to fit him inside 2 Incinerates, is the timing you want to go for here. Opponent is going to get the shield taken off here, and Bombardier's looking to make a farm down. You have to shield it, and you don't know what's in the back, but you hope Bombardier can handle it. Shadow Ball is what gets blindly thrown, and oh, it's a Wheezing, bro! Oh, if they don't have Play Rough, though, this might be winnable. Let's see what moves the opponent is running. I think that they should be able to get to 2 Sludges before this Bombardier is going to be able to get to its fly, but we'll see. Sludge not going to be enough here. 1, 2, 3, 4 comes the second Sludge. Please, please, Bombardier, you can do it, buddy. I believe in you. You're not even my Bombardier, but I believe in you, buddy. Come on, no! Oh, let's get it. And the Skeletor just too low. The Skeletor just too low. It's going to go down to the Sucker Punch before it can get a move in. Sucker Punch deleting the Skeletor with 1 HP. Bombardier and its dreams are held alive. Let's go. Wheezing into Roserade. This is a pretty decent matchup, even though you're doing resisted with the Fairy Winds. Those Sludges hit pretty hard, and the opponent does have Fire-type Weather Balls, but it's really not... Fire-type Weather Balls is not that threatening. Now, I would personally expect McLean to swap out at some point here. Sludge does quite a bit of damage, and we have 2 other responses in the back, so we would really be benefiting here to be drawing out a potential answer to our Dark types. But Weather Ball, going to get the Wheezing very low here. Looking to go for a slight over farm and go for a brutal swing now. The opponent probably 1 or 2 away from their next Weather Ball, but they're going to let it go. Roserade goes down, and opponent has an Aurorus in the back. Oh, things just got really awkward. This is probably what the Drapion would have brought out if it had come in on the save switch. So now we're going to be looking to go for the Aqua Tail. Opponent is probably going to load up to that Meteor Beam before letting a Weather Ball go. I would expect most people to probably bait. But McLean has Balls of Steel as he's going to call the Practical Meteor Beam, and they landed. Oh, no, dude. Oh, and they catch on a Gator. Bro, I'm in shambles just watching these games. Aqua Tail is going to get the shield. Opponent not counting, however, and going down to shield in this situation is going to be very problematic, as now this Bombardier has an option. If it wants to, it could fully farm down, I think. No, Ice Beam, they just full send it. Oh, man. I would have definitely... Well, you know what? Maybe they try to call it. I don't know. But Rock Tomb's going to lower the attack. And now I think Bombardier is primed and ready to be able to just completely farm this down and shield this move. I don't think you need anything else. Bombardier is more than happy enough to see this come in. Now, Fly is going to get at least... I mean, it does knock out. Okay, I was worried it wouldn't do enough damage, but never mind. It's Fly. We're good. Aurora said like no HP. Good game. Next game, Talonflame on the docket here, and we're going to have an immediate swap into the Drapion and going for 4 Aqua Tails immediately, or 4 Aqua Tails, yes, I wish. Going for 4 Poison Stings and then the Aqua Tail. Some really good timing here by Mr. McLean. Really fun. Hello. Okay, we're back. Where Fly is going to do some pretty significant damage, and the opponent's going to come in with a Shadow Claw Giratina. Unfortunately for Mr. McLean, this Giratina is going to get a lot of farm from this Drapion, as even if he can get to another move, never mind, he's going to let... Opponent throws energy here. That's about as good as you could hope for. This now is going to provide Wheezing with an opportunity to get some huge farm. It can easily tank a move here. I think that Wheezing getting a lot of energy is going to be very helpful, because that Talonflame is already down in a range where it can easily be sludged down. Or just 1 sludge will do enough. So we're going to see the brutal swing go through, the opponent letting it go here, and 1 1 and then the Sludge. I was thinking 1, but that's all right. I think that you want to go for 2 there. Could have gotten an extra Fairy Wind in, and it would have unfortunately mattered because now McLean's got to go for 3. So going 1, 2, and then the Sludge, and then it would have allowed him to go 1, 2, and then the Sludge once again. So now back up against the wall, Bombirdier with a shield advantage, looking to hopefully make a difference here, but unfortunately is going to have to shield up before it can continue, as this would knock out from the Flame Charge boost. Now this opponent has a Pangoro. Can we get to 2 flies, or are they going to get to the double close combat? What a scary game we're in right now. The opponent's going to need 10 Karate Chops to get to back-to-back close combats. Otherwise, McLean is going to have to lock it in, but we CMP on the fly, and that means that this Bombardier is going to get the fly off. Doesn't matter if the Pangoro baits. That fly is going to do a lot of super effective damage and probably knock out the Pangoro in the process. Boom! Takes him out, and in comes Talonflame to get Sucker Punch down, and that's going to be a good game. Well played. Typhlosion in the next match. The leads have gone away, but we're going to probably see an overfarm going for that Sludge. Not on 5, though, trainer. No, you gave him an entire instant right now. Oh, McLean, buddy, I was telling you all about how good your timing was. Oh, no. That's better, though. Going for 4 and then the move is better than going for 5. You definitely don't want to give an Incinerate user the chance to throw on Alignment, because they just got an entire free Incinerate through, which is 20 energy and a lot of damage. Not going to be able to get to another move, unfortunate. But Drapion's going to have to come in and try to 2-shield, maybe even farm down at this point. I feel like that's probably the worthwhile play here, is just a farm. No! We're putting it all in Bombardier. Black Spurt's going to devastate this Drapion. Bro, this Typhlosion is running away with this game already. But Bombardier, surely Bombardier in the back is going to have something to say about it, because it's a 1v2 with shields up, and now in comes the Feraligatr opponent. Has to bring it in. Maybe they're weak in the back. It has to be. Here. Oh, goodness gracious. 1 shield, hoping it's an Ice Beam. The opponent gonna be throwing the Ice Beam. That's beautiful, because now we can go straight for these flies. Going for 2 flies. Opponent is not at another move, and fly should hopefully do enough damage to knock out the Gator. Yes, it does. An opponent has a Guzzlord in the back. Oh, and it's on Snarl. What is happening in this game right now? I don't even understand what's happening in front of me. We're going to go for Rock Tomb, and Snarl Guzzlord is on the field, but that is going to do enough damage to bring it down to about half. Now can Bombardier clutch up resisted crunches? What is happening? No, we're throwing Rock Tombs on Alignment. I'm in shambles. Bro, oh no. Okay, but a double attack drop surely means this fly is going to knock out. And McLean is not worried, and neither am I. Doesn't matter how many shambolific events we're going to have. These 2 are not going to be enough, and this fly is reached after this. There's no way this is enough damage. There's no way. Bombardier hanging on, going for the fly, resisting the snarls. Fly's going to knock out the Guzzlord, and that's going to be a good game. Well played. Holy, what did I just witness? Whoa. Next game, Grumpig. All right, not so great. So we will have 2 better answers in the back here. But we're staying in to throw the Brutal Swing, maybe going for the chip damage, makes sense. But now, see, here's the thing, right? If you are in a situation where you can swap to take resisted damage instead of super effective damage, that would be the ideal thing, because these Psy Waves will rip you apart, and you have 2 Dark types in the back. So you'd be better off rolling into your Dark types to be able to resist the Psy Wave damage and draw out an answer to this opponent, or to the Bombardier in the back. So definitely not worthwhile here to stay in with this particular team comp. And I'm just saying this as a way to see if you're running an ABB team, right? You're running something double Dark for what reason it is, right? It's always a better situation if you have 2 answers in the back to the opponent's lead to swap out, because that's going to allow you to draw out potentially an answer to the opponent's, because you have 2 Darks, right? I'm trying to get my brain fog is thick today, dude. I need my advanced GG supplements, and they haven't arrived yet, but I can't wait, because once they do, it'll make a difference. I'll be a whole new person. Oh, goodness, imagine me trying to be able to take a train of thought from one station to the end. Anyway, when you have 2 Darks in the back, you have 1 as safe switch, that's Drapion. Bombardiers are closer. That's how ABB teams are going to work. And so by utilizing the safe switch, you're able to effectively draw out what would be an answer in the back to the Bombardier. So that's why you should have swapped out in the beginning with the Wheezing. You should have definitely just gone into the Drapion here, let the opponent come in with whatever they have in the back that beats it, and they have absolutely nothing on the team that beats Drapion. This entire team is triple weak to the dark typing. Trainers, no. No, I don't know. No. All right, you know what? Every time I try to be smart and give helpful tips to people who want to learn, the opponents in these games are just like, nah, bro, watch this. He's going to get me anyway. Oh, that's unfortunate. But, dude, the undercharge. McLean is a savage. This man is a savage. Good game, but hopefully the tips help. Like in this situation, you have double dark in the back. You should definitely want to switch out at some point. Now, you definitely want to make sure here that, yeah, you just want to throw you throw the brutal swing, that's fine, but you want to swap out eventually before they have the chance to hit you with a Surf or a Shadow Ball, right? Because Drapion is going to be able to get ahead on energy here. You definitely want to be able to get to that before the opponent, you know, has gotten rid of enough of Weezing's HP, right? Because that's the point, right? You want to draw out the thing that Weezing does not want to see, or draw out the thing that does not want to see Weezing, right? Like if they have Guzzlord, right? Or they have, you know, something in the back that would do well against your Darks in the back, you need to draw that out. So staying in the lead here with the Weezing when you have Drapion Bombirdier is not ideal when you have better answers in the back. However, I will concede that we are running an ABA Poison team. And so in that capacity, that might be why we're doing this. However, now we see that there's a Drapion in the back, and our Drapion being behind on HP is going to be a bit of a problem here, but I think that we can easily get to 2 Aqua Tails here before the opponent can get to a second one, and we should at least be able to get the Drapion down low, and having 2 shields is nice. Now, the one thing I want to know is, are we spending a shield on Drapion, or are we saving 2 for Bombirdier? Because apparently that just seems to work out every time. Opponent losing CMP in the mirror, throwing on CMP when all they had to do was throw one before. Now they're in shambles, down a shield, down and out. Skuntank comes and takes the field of play, and this is a very, very rough thing because the opponent is running double dark as well. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know how this game would have gone if we had swapped in the beginning, but Bombirdier would have had very, very few places to go because it wasn't locked on that Jellicent. Rock Tomb is going to drop the attack back down, and honestly, you could probably just go for the fly. Opponent tries to make it catch, but now go for that fly. What? Why did Bombirdier not get a fast move?
Scopely, for the love of God, please fix this game. We need it, please, and thank you.
I will shill Scopely so hard if they fix this game. Mark my words, that fly is going to do massive damage and close out the final game of these sets. Some really fun and interesting gameplay, and while quite contrarian to my typical blanket tips, gets a 5-0 and rolls into nearly rank 18. Very nicely done, McLean. Appreciate that. Hopefully I wasn't too harsh with the tips. Sometimes I tend to talk in circles and say things too many times when I'm trying to offer the improvement and whatnot. But very fun games, and I'm really happy to see the Bombirdier is a strong contender for the Galarian Moltres spot on a team, because honestly, having something like Galarian Moltres that is as good as it is, but locked behind an incense encounter that I haven't had a single one since they dropped the shiny, dude. I have done my incense almost every day, and I have not seen a single Galarian Moltres since they dropped that shiny update. I haven't seen a single one, so yay! But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you as always for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.